Well, hello, and welcome to After the Show. I'm your host, Crystal Vilkaitis, and welcome to another hotel room. If you're watching this on YouTube or on our site, I am in New York City, and actually I'm filming this, and I'm headed to the airport to go to Atlanta, to the gift show there, to do some awesome in-person interviews. You're going to love who's lined up. I can't wait for these conversations, but today we are talking about Pete Moore's episode with Exit Strategy. And it, like always, if you haven't listened to that, go listen to that first. I'm going to just go a little deeper. And there wasn't necessarily something really specific from this episode that I wanted to go deeper on. I want to go deeper on the overall thought around exit planning. And actually, I'm here in New York City because I am at the National Retail Federation's big show. 40,000 people gathered at the Javits. It was so busy. It was so crazy. And to talk all things retail, mostly big box retail. But I felt like I need to be at this show to hear what those conversations are and then adapt them for our small businesses. And oh my gosh, there's so much that can be applied. Like I got so much content I'll be sharing with you on the podcast, as well as going deeper with our mastermind members. And so you can learn more about our mastermind, rootedinretail.com/mastermind. But I got all this great content and I want to share something that Tommy Hilfiger said. He was such a great speaker, interviewer, really liked his talk. And Tommy said that we're always thinking about what's next. Don't become static or go backwards. You never stop learning. The more curious, the more knowledge, the more opportunity. And when he said that, I was just like, I mean, first of all, I couldn't agree more. I think just how I'm built, I'm naturally curious. I'm always asking questions and investigating. I think that's what can help me be a good interviewer as well as a teacher. But I'm always curious. And I think that if we get really curious about our business and about the exit strategy, even if you're not going to exit anytime soon, I think it's going to shine light on areas of your business where there may be issues. Like Pete said in this episode, over 70% of businesses that are listed for sale do not sell. Just because you're seeing the value of it and you think it's this amazing thing, the math has to math. The opportunity's got to be there. And if you don't have the numbers mathing, if the math isn't mathing and you don't have the right team and you don't have the right systems, you're in a tough location, like whatever it may be that's working against you, then you could be in trouble. And this is something where I know you're so busy. I know you're doing a million things right now and always, but you have to make time for this because it's going to make you a better business. And what my goal is for our retailers on the show is to be resilient retailers. When you are resilient, you weather any storm. Whether it is, slow traffic, construction on your street, a pandemic, or whatever is happening, the big box, opens across the street from you, whatever, like you're good. And looking through the lens of if I were to exit, what do I need to have that happen? Plus, like we talked about in the show, there's just planned things that happen that you couldn't have imagined. Life changes that happen. And if you have the rug pulled from under you and you have no plan, it's going to just add so much fuel to that fire. It's going to be incredibly hard. So I just think that I don't want my listeners to be people that aren't even thinking about this and push it aside and think it's not relevant to them because, like Pete said, your business is an asset. And I don't know if Pete said this or if I put this in my notes preparing for this show, but I had written down your business is an asset, not your identity. Okay, this is not our identity. This isn't our baby. I know, and I've even said that before. It's my baby. No, it's not. It's an asset. And we need to treat it like that. We could be so focused on like the other assets in our life and building our wealth, but we're not focused on really building the wealth and the asset and taking care of probably our biggest asset for a lot of us is our business. So I just wanted to double down on the overall message of that episode, which is the importance of exit planning. I need you to make this a priority, guys. I need you. And this is something that you have made a priority and you want to kind of share like what you've done, or even just want to be like, heck yeah, I've done it. I'm awesome. And we could celebrate you. I want you to post it in our Facebook group, the Rooted in Retail Facebook group, join the group. And in fact, that's a good place to be because like I mentioned, I'm going to Atlanta for the wholesale gift show. And I posted in that Facebook group, hey, who's going to Atlanta and wants to have dinner with me and my team? there's 13 of us getting dinner on Friday, and I get to meet some of my listeners. Maybe that's you listening. So it pays to be in that group and respond fast and pay attention, because you have opportunities to hang out and get promotions and participate in the conversation around these episodes. So please join that group. Share with me if you've planned or if you're going to commit to it, what you've done, if anything's helped you. And then I just have to make this so important, the fact of going to Evolve, going to Pete's session, talking to Pete. Something that's very special about our conference Evolve is pretty much every single speaker participates in the entire conference. So you can go up to them and ask questions. They want to help. Like my whole, feeling at Rooted in Retail is that we are happy to help. And those are the type of people I bring to come speak to my group as well. Brilliant retail pros who want to help. So the people that you have access to in that room, you can't get that kind of access. I mean, we have 18 speakers. There's a panel of retailers who are doing 2 million or more in business, to talk to them and understand, like, how did they get there? Or maybe a little encouragement. I mean, man, the speakers that are coming in, the access that you have is incredible. So I want you to go. I want you to get your ticket. And if you're listening to this in January, the price is going up by $1,000 starting February 1st. This is it. Like, early bird pricing is done. The event is coming. It's April 4th and 5th in Denver, Colorado. You can go to rootedinretail.com/evolve. Get your ticket and use the code ROOTED, ROOTED, and you'll save money on your ticket. So use the code to save money. Do it before February so you could also save money. Put that money you're saving towards your travel. Worth it. It's worth every penny because of the access that you have. And so are you going to make this a priority? Like, I think this is also a really wonderful time of year. We're doing so much planning that we can really put things in place. And one thing I want to add to the planning perspective, since this is the beginning of the year, and then we'll wrap up here. I was on a really great mastermind call. I'm in a mastermind, very high level, expensive mastermind. And we met this week, and we went through this process that was so incredible that I'm going to go through with you really high level, that you could integrate in some of this exit strategy or planning for 2025, which is, what is your goal for the year? Do you know what your revenue goal is? And honestly, what's more important is that profitability number. I don't know about you, but I'm like, I don't care what my revenue is as long as we're profitable. And this is what the profit I want to be. So what's the profit you want to be? And if you are selling, maybe you're selling your business this year. If that's the case, then what do you want to sell for? Right? And then we're going to start working backwards. And so then we're going to look at, okay, what quarter are we in right now? It's quarter one. What do I need to have done by Q1 in order to get closer to that year-end goal? Now, we're already into Q1. So don't take that profit goal and divide it by 4 and you're saying, I'm going to do that in Q1. That's not how it's going to work. You're probably going to have to build up. It's incremental, right? Kind of that incremental growth, if that's the right word I'm using. The chart goes up to the right? Like it builds upon each other. So what am I doing in Q1? And maybe Q1 is different sales and profitability, and we're going through and maybe cutting expenses we don't need. We're reanalyzing all these subscriptions that we have. Maybe we're cutting some lines that aren't performing well. We're renegotiating contracts. We're getting better terms. We're talking to our landlord. Another thing I heard at this conference, I think A-Rod said it. Yes, A-Rod from Alex Rodriguez from the Yankees was talking about, like, talk to your landlord and renegotiate the lease, the price. Some landlords will even do like a percentage of the profit. And I know for some of you, just like, you might have just gasped when I said that. It's not for everyone, but like, especially if you're brand new or you're in an expensive area and you're really trying to make this work and you just need some of that traction initially up front to really help support you for like a springboard, then maybe some of those negotiations your landlord's willing to do. I mean, get creative here. Like, how are we optimizing profits? How are we connecting deep with our customers? How are we growing our email list? We can help you with Facebook ads. How are we building our brand awareness? How are we 15-mile famous? Like all these things, right? Depending on what that end of your goal is. How are we selling? Who do we want to sell to? All those things. Okay, so what are we doing in Q1? Okay, then what are you doing this month? In January, or maybe you're listening to this in February. And then what are you doing this week? Maybe that's buying a ticket to Evolve. Maybe it's making sure you go through Pete's episode, get a download to kind of start your exit planning. Maybe it's those negotiations with, your vendors. What are you doing this week? And then what are you doing today? What are you doing today? Maybe it's clienteling. I'm going to reach out to 5 of my top clients and invite them in, and talk about the new products that we just got in, or offer some like VIP shopping with them. Or what are you doing today that hits the weekly goal, that hits the monthly goal, that hits quarterly goal, that hits the yearly goal? And for me, I don't know about you, but that was a huge help because it takes out any kind of emotion in the goals and in running the business. I felt really overwhelmed because I'm traveling a lot. I'm my new mastermind that launched. I'll share more info on that later. We've got Evolve, like the ticket prices are significantly going up. So we're, there's like so much going on here at Rooted in Retail. Really great things, but it's like overwhelming. What do I do? And when you break it down to the quarter, the month, the week, the day, it's very clear to me what I need to do today. And then you can go into the to-do list and reorganize those things. So I want to add that because one of those monthly or quarterly things might be, I'm going to get my exit strategy in place. Even if I'm not going to exit, what do I need in place? Right? You guys, we have to think through that lens. It's not about, Crystal's telling us we all have to sell our businesses this year. No, but we are preparing in case we need to. You never know. The unimaginable could happen. You never know. So let's be resilient retailers. Let's view our business as an asset, not an identity. And let's do the work we need to really set ourselves up for success for an incredible year and protect ourselves. I think it's really important. I hope you take action on this episode and on Pete's episode. Talk to him when you see him at Evolve. Go get your ticket, crystalmediaco.com/evolve. Use the code ROOTED to save money. Do it before price goes up. I can't wait to see you. It's going to be epic. All right. That's it for this after the show. I'm always rooting for your success, and I'll see you on the next episode. Bye. Okay, I have exciting news to share. The Rooted in Retail Mastermind is launching this January. It's your chance to connect deeper with me, the retail pros from the show, and an incredible community of resilient retailers, both online and in person, with several meetups throughout the year. Get on the waitlist at rootedinretail.com/waitlist. And don't just listen to the show, be a part of the magic and grow your store with us. I hope to see you there.